Hello, dear friends. I hope you are all well and having the easiest experiences that you can have in this time of high energy frequencies and high um, three-dimensional chaos. I am here tonight to tell you of a couple of experiences that I've had. Um, I'm going to start out by saying that my higher self has been talking very clearly to me. And I would like you to notice that that is probably happening to you too. But sometimes we don't really notice it. And I don't know, maybe they have been trying to, or that my higher self has been trying to get in touch with me and give me things. But I finally, on Monday night, got a very strong nudge. And these nudges, what I've been experiencing, have been almost as if a light switch is turned off or turned on. So on Monday night, I was watching an astrologer, not one of the sensational ones. I don't watch those who are spreading fear or highlighting sensational things. But I'm very interested in astrology and have been studying it for several months. So I was watching an astrologer, and suddenly the light switch turned off and said, the nudge was, stop watching predictions. You are not in the present moment when you spend all this time watching predictions. And that was a very strong highlight for me. And what they said is your job for the next 24 hours is to do nothing that has to do anything with the future or the past. To do nothing that carries responsibility or carries any kind of um, depth, we will say. So I spent the day on Tuesday um, doing crafts and watching Hallmark movies. And that is the deepest that I went for the day. I experienced every moment as it came and did whatever. And it felt really good the next day. I felt like, okay, that was a big reset. So Wednesday, I kind of just experienced different things. And so that what my point is here is to start listening for those nudges, the light switches on and off that kind of I think my higher self was just kind of yelling at me, stay in the present, stay in the present. And I hadn't been listening to that. So the point is listen, because you are getting messages. So Wednesday, I just experienced, and one of the things that I'm doing, or some of the things I'm doing at this point, are to form deeper relationships with nature. I am talking to trees, greeting trees, giving love to trees, receiving love from trees. I went out and touched the tree out in front, and uh, there's always somebody that sees me, and I just say hello. But I feel the energies of trees. And I'm doing a lot of that with water, because what I have learned and what is being revealed is that water is consciousness, and water has an intelligence, and it's ready to share that intelligence. So that was Wednesday. And then this morning I slept real well. I've been having weird dreams that I don't remember, but they're intense. But so I woke up this morning and I had my coffee, I talked to the trees, I greeted the water, I just did my normal routine trying to stay in a vibration that is conducive to being able to channel. I try to do that on Thursdays, just be in a spiritual place. So, and then I took my shower. And when I'm taking a shower, I communicate with the water. I give it love and acknowledge and ask for any messages and all of that. And I just, it's a meditation. It's almost a ritual to communicate with the water. And after the shower was finished, I just said before I left the shower, I said, "Dearest water, would you like to communicate and give me some light language of the water?" And I just sat and because I use a shower chair, and I sat and I just allowed the energies to come in. And suddenly there were syllables that came out, and they were very soft and gentle, and they were musical. I don't think that it was a song, but they were very musical, and they were full of love, and they were full of wisdom. That's the energy that I felt. And I just was blown away and awestruck. So I researched a little bit and asked if there were others who were experiencing this. And I found that, yeah, it's not as outlandish as it feels, as it felt. But I also realized that my question when I want to do something like that, when I want to experience something like that, when an idea comes into my head that maybe, my question should always be, why not? Why not? Because what I do know about this experience that we're having is that what we know of the universe, even those who know the most about the universe that we're living in, are only touching the surface when they're in a human condition, when they are having a human experience. We are not privy to all the magic that is there. So for me, what I intend to do at this point is, if I think, I wonder if I can do that, my question is going to be, why not? And I've been thinking about that. And I believe that whatever I believe I can do, I will be able to do. But I also realized I don't believe I can fly, but I'm working on that. I'm working on that. And I believe that there may be others who will begin to fly, because why not? Why not? So today, after that experience with the water, uh, um, I have had visual light language a half a dozen times in my eyes, and sensations in my head. And what these visual things are, it's like a mosaic, and it shows up just to the side of my direct vision. It is not in the periphery, it is closer in, but it's just to the side of my direct vision. So what I see is a shape that is a mosaic. I have, meaning that there's several different colors in little chunks. And it has transitioned to the shape is different. It used to be for many years, I called it an ocular migraine, but now it includes light language symbols. But it used to be just a half circle, like a moon shape, crescent moon shape. And it started out years ago as just one color of like lights that almost like light bulbs, small light bulbs. And now it has transitioned. When I started mediumship, it became the mosaic, the colored mosaic, but stayed in the half circle. The shapes have been different. Today, there was a straight line with an angle, and at the bottom of that straight line was an open star, a five-pointed star, and then the rest of it was full of colors and shapes, symbols. And I know they're symbols. I couldn't write them down because there were too many of them. I could only make out that there was a few lines and a few just symbols, and the star shape. The star shape was very obvious, and I could make that out. And then there were also times that I was seeing a circle, but the middle of the circle was swirly. And it was not as far out of my peripheral vision. It was just to the side. And I believe that I was seeing a portal, and I saw it 2 or 3 times. The outside of it had a lot of blue, straight lines kind of things, and a few different other colors. It was primarily blue with darker colors, and it's hard to describe, but it was different from the light language, although it could have just been a different form of light language. So anyway, I really wanted to share that with you all. And because nothing is impossible. And I am just going to continue to ask, why not? Why not? And accept those things. I'm going to ask, oh, I forgot to mention the other thing. I channeled Blue Avian light language and Blue Avian English translation for someone that was spontaneous and not recorded. I also channeled inner earth beings called the Telonians, light language and English for someone else. So it's been a big week. It's been a big week. And the energies, the Schumann resonance has been wackadoodle. You probably all know that, and probably are experiencing it. But I just wanted to share that, and I love to hear your comments. And now I will take my Kathleen self to the side and invite my friends, the aspects of love, including all entities, all beings of consciousness who bring their loving energies to us. Thank you for listening. It will just take a minute to be where I need to be. I think I will say a little prayer. Dearest divine universe, please allow my ego to sit to the side and become the observer of this channeling. And those beings who would like to bring us messages, please use my vocal capacity to bring forth messages in both light language and English for the benefit of all who might see this at any time. I welcome you. I am deep gratitude for all. Se kata pate he te kata do i te mena ya e se I ke te ata mai te e ya ta la ya na me ata ta se ke te ata ya ta pato ko ke te e ata ta da te amana ta ta ya te pato te aya ka te. Hello, hello, dear friends. We are here with you. We want to let you know that, yes, there are many new beings, new entities, new consciousnesses within this grouping of loving beings. We are so happy to be here, and we appreciate the openness of both our channel and those who watch in person and those who watch at a later time, because we believe this work is very important. We see what is happening on your planet, and we recognize how important it is for each and every one of you to express your uniqueness in whatever way is comfortable for you, to express your love to every person that you possibly can, to express your own love to yourself. Because when you express to yourself, you are also expressing to everyone else. We truly appreciate. We remind you that we are here if you need support. We are here to answer questions this evening, but first we will give you our deep gratitude, our deep love, and our promise of support as long as you may ask. We give you at this moment some of our language, and it is a combination of many beings from many different places, but the language is energetic and it is universal. So take it into your heart. It will translate to you in subtle ways that you will not know that it came from the language. Yaka, he te ka ai ai nei e te ata. Si tata ke lana ya tata me tata shike te ha aya batai ha niana me ta se ke. Shata apa ti iti amana ke se ta aya le e te tapata koso ti I. Tiana tapate sike iti apiata te e te nia. We welcome you to pose questions if you have questions. Is there a question?
I have a question.
Thank you.
With the way I'm experiencing things right now, it just seems like it's a little bit over the top crazy, kind of chaotic. And I know this is part of the change we're going through. But I find it disconcerting, and I'd like to ask you what I can do to help me with that.
First, ask yourself why you find it disconcerting. Are you engaging it? Are you judging it? Or are you just observing it? These are questions to ask yourself. Be assured that there are beings who are in the human condition that do not know what all of the chaos, they only know what they have always done, what they have always believed, what they feel like is what the group or the society or their chosen niche it is meant to do. They are struggling with the chaos themselves, but they are engaging in the chaos and becoming chaotic themselves. The energy of chaos is certainly there. The energy of chaos is evident in what is happening with your Mother Earth, with the weather, with the people and the um, crazy things that people are doing, and it's getting more and more chaotic. And you might say more and more crazy, but what we observe is that it's building toward its crescendo where the confusion is going to be so much for those who are engaged in it that they will have to drop off. And there are many ways that they can drop off. They can retreat into their solitude of their 3D activities and do exactly as they have always done. Their soul is waiting for them to catch up.
Mm.
There are those who will choose to leave the earth plane. Are those who will just reach their crescendo, their top, or their bottom, whatever way you wish to look at it, and say, I can't buy this chaos anymore. You might notice there might be more and more people who choose solitude
Mm.
uh, because the chaos energy is disruptive. It's disruptive to the human physical body that is engaged in it. It's disruptive to the psychological portion, the emotional portion, and unbeknownst to some, it is part of it enters the auric field, it enters your energy, and it just stirs everything up. So our suggestion is that you keep yourself in the observer
Mm.
standpoint and do not judge them. You might find some of it humorous as long as you do not laugh at the person out of judgment, but laugh because it's a humorous thing to do, a humorous thing to see. Um, so always when you are disconcerted for any reason. That basically says you're a little bit out of balance. And that is a normal thing to experience as you go through this process of raising your vibration, of learning and growing and expanding and transforming. It's like a graph that goes up and then has a little dip and then goes up further, has a
Mhm.
little bit more of a dip. But each of those dips is a place where you can say, what is it that I am meant to learn? What, because you are not comfortable in this disconcerted place. So anytime that you are uncomfortable, take a moment and ask yourself, what is causing this for me? Because it is always a lesson for you. And you can also be in gratitude for those who are acting humorously
Mhm.
because they are showing you places where you are disconcerted and therefore
Mhm.
a place that you can release something. there's many, many releases happening at this point, and some of them are uncomfortable, some of them are very subtle, and they just go. But allow them and don't ruminate on the things that come up. Just gently allow it, feel it, and allow it to move out. Is that helpful to you?
Yes, it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the question. Is there any other question?
I have a question in a similar vein. Um, I work with some people who don't consider themselves spiritual at all and I would say they deny that there is a spiritual side to the world or that there are souls, etc. But they do have a tendency to have reactions of disconcertment, um, uncomfortability, that kind of thing. Is there a way to gently support them without without challenging their belief system?
The if you carry the energy of complete neutrality, then that will communicate as neutrality and will not challenge them unless they have some reason that they need to be challenged. So do not dwell too much on the reaction of others as long as you are being your most authentic self, which you can have the choice to become more authentic every day. Do not deny anything about yourself in order to salve the feelings of others around you, but do not poke the bear, if you will. Just be your own perfectly authentic self, which is a growing thing. To your authenticity is growing and growing and growing. But the people who consider themselves not spiritual have chosen that that is the way they are going to uh, live in this 3D reality. But they chose that as the spirit that is within them. So, and they are just another portion of the whole that is the oneness, and they are choosing to have a different um, experience. They chose another path to get to where they need to be. We all have many lifetimes to get to where we need to be. So this is just one of their experiences. But when you express yourself as your own true spiritual authentic self and they get triggered, what is a trigger but a pointer for them to say, why am I triggered? But that's not for you to point that out. It is for them to eventually figure that out, that they, in order to achieve their own authenticity and their own happiness, they get the same chance you do to recognize their triggers and to know that the trigger is always about the person experiencing the trigger. So they have the opportunity to learn through that experience and heal something in them that, or they would not have the trigger. So you can support them most by being your own true loving self and just living your own authenticity. Sometimes we feel we want to share our happiness and our joy at being the spiritual beings that we are and the things that we have discovered. We might read a book that is an enlightening book for us, and what our first thought is, I want to share this book to everybody. but everybody's not ready for that. So just be. That is how you can be, by your own quest of being more authentic and more joyful and more loving every day in every experience is the support that they need. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're most welcome. We appreciate that question. It is always good to pursue how you can support others. It's always a bit surprising, though, that by supporting yourself, you are supporting others because your society has taught you to do for this one and do for that one and take care of this one and take care of that one. And the best way to take care of everyone is to take care of yourself. Is there another question? If there is not another question, we will joyfully give you some more of our language. We have introduced ourselves as an expanding group. As you are expanding in your spiritual growth, we're expanding by inviting others. We, of course, are also expanding in our spiritual growth as you are. There are many different varieties of beings within this group, many different galactic people, many different angelic realm people, many different beings, including beings that are unknown to you at this time. But at some point in the not so distant future, you will be expanding yourself into experiencing more and more and more of these realms, of these beings. We thank you for your participation, your beautiful questions, your beautiful experiences of being here. We are very grateful and we treasure your participation. We will leave you now with some of our light language. No, ha, 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 ha. Tiana makese katataiti I shikata a. Haleana ayata batai. Ka ayata aisekete te etiti. Nayade tayate pete ete adayana. Te ete epekate atayana maku. Se esi anematakushkete e. Taata amiata ta ate e.